Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing some tuning on the CFORCE 600. And listen, the ZForce 950 tune has been absolutely awesome. We've got some people that are shipping their ECUs to Main Street Cycle, getting them tuned. Joel has been running the tune software from Main Street Cycle, that's performance by CFMOTO, and in his ZForce 950, and it is great. So pretty excited about that. But we're gonna go in here to where the dyno is at and get ready to show you the CFORCE 600 tune. We've been working our tails off on this, and JP from Performance by CFMOTO over in Finland has been doing a ton of work with us. We've been on the phone countless hours working together, tuning the software, trying different things out, and putting a lot of time into this tuning stuff. I personally didn't realize how much time it takes to perfect a tune, but it takes a lot of time, a lot of trial and error until we get it exactly where we want it. But oh, hey, look at that. CFORCE 800 coming up soon. We're also working on the CFORCE 500. That'll be the next one. CFORCE 500 will be ready after the 600, which at the time of this video, you can send your CFORCE 600 ECUs, or if you're close enough to drop your machine off, you can do that. But up next, CFORCE 500, and then the maybe the CFORCE 800. We're also working on the UForce 1000 at this time. And again, I just want to stress how this Axis dyno here is absolutely perfect for what we do with the CVTs. So anybody that has a CVT operated machine, which is the majority of the ATVs and side-by-sides now, this is the dyno that you want to be able to tune clutches, tune engine software, ECUs, and do performance testing and modifications. So this thing is awesome. So we have been putting countless hours in on this dyno, y'all. I mean, we're learning a bunch about these CFMOTO machines, and they're awesome. Y'all know that we love them. I mean, I have 2.5 years now of a ton of videos showing how much we do enjoy these CFMOTOs. But now we have tools, we have the backing by other companies, and we are working together to make these units even better. Because a lot of people were hesitant about CFMOTO because they didn't know about the aftermarket support, and didn't know what you could do to these, because a lot of people like to get their unit and customize it, make it better, personalize it to their own liking. So we're excited here at Main Street Cycle to work hard to offer these things to you for all of you in the CFMOTO world. But hey, before you make the order, you need to see how it does. So we're gonna get right. All right, Mr. Joel has got the CFORCE 600. He's been warming it up, rolling it on the machine, getting everything nice and warm so that we can show you a pass with the MSC tune in the CFORCE 600. Now this goes for the touring and the single seat model. So if you got the 2-up or the single seat, you're gonna be good to go with this tune right here. So super pumped about the results. We already know what it does because we've ran it so many times to get it just how we want it. But I want to show you the CFORCE 600 in action. All right, so before we put our tune in, one thing that you have to do along with the tune is take your Airbox cover off, and there is a air intake silencer tube that we're going to cut open and let more air flow in. It's very restricted. So Joel got the cutting on it before I could see it, but on the 600 and the 500 and the 400, they have that silencer tube. Okay, and it restricts the air and helps it run quieter, but that's taking a lot of power from you. So we're going to cut that out, that tube, and I'll show you the finished product here in just a moment. All right, now this is the finished product. So we took and just cut out. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you're just going to open up that silencer tube to where all the air can come in through here. boom, and come right into the intake. And it's gonna increase airflow. We're gonna be able to add fuel to it as well with our tune. It's gonna run a lot cooler because of the fuel that we will be adding to it. And she's gonna put down some more power. So we're gonna put the airbox lid back on. If you can get a good look at that, just cut it like that. And that's the same thing on the 600, 500, and 400. So we're gonna put the lid back on, put the tune in, and we're gonna fire up and run it and compare it to stock. Let's do it. So, all right, Joe, make a pass, buddy. It's running a lot richer, got more fuel to it. It's gonna run real cool. I'm gonna stop hollering now. I gotta take these earmuffs off. But let's show you the data, come on. Boom, baby. All right, so what we have here is we have the horsepower and torque versus speed. Down here on this bottom graph is your AFR reading. So we have our air to fuel ratio mixture there. And we can show you that based upon speed. We can also show you the run based on RPM. Red is the MSC 600 tune, and you can see how these lower numbers here, we've got it richer than the stock run. So that's nice all the way through. We are adding some fuel, keeping the engine cooler, and running at those cooler temps is gonna be great. Also adding fuel at the right ranges to increase the power, especially in the mid-range as well. What I love about this tune, about 22 miles an hour to 34, it's really strong. 22 to 34 miles an hour, really strong, pulling really hard. It pulls great all the way through. Let's take, yeah, I mean, that's crazy. Look at that. 10 horsepower difference at 28 miles an hour. That is insane. Look at the torque as well. Engine torque is at 26.8, and with the stock setup it was only at 18.9 at 28 miles an hour. Huge gain right there, and that's a nice cruising speed from 20 to 30, even 32 miles an hour. You can see the difference there. But I really like when you're cruising, you know, the open trails, you know, cruising the gravel roads. I have a lot of those around my house. That's a great speed. And then when you're out on the, you know, tight wood trails, you're down here at lower speeds, and we've got you good horsepower gains through there as well over the stock setup. Now this is with stock clutching, and so we were able to gain up to about 2 miles per hour on the top end, which that's great. I mean, because without, we were really fighting to get a little more. But with the way the 600 clutches are set up stock, we've got to do some clutch work to get any more out of it. Also, to get more torque, we need to do some clutches. Now keep in mind though, most of the time when you take away, when you want bottom end, you're going to take off from the top end. So, or if you want more top end, you're going to lose a little bit of grunt on the bottom end. That's just the way it is when it comes to clutching most of the time, unless you find a good balanced setup, which we have those here at Main Street Cycle as well. But a lot of our clutch kits, and most of you that's ordered clutch kits are putting bigger tires, and you're wanting that grunt on the bottom end. You're not that worried about running down the road wide open, because most 95% of your riding is going to be below 30 miles per hour. At least that's how it is around our area. So that's where we keep a lot of your peak power at. Before we change screens, check out this. I love this animation. It's going to take the 2 runs and show them on a drag race. It just simulates the time and everything, the power. So the blue obviously is the tuned software, and the red is the stock software. Boom, baby. Pulled all the way through, spanked that tail. So you definitely want this tune, man. That's awesome. This is an absolute Cadillac. It's a great smooth riding machine. Everybody loves that about it. It's not super aggressive, so it's just a fun, especially the 2-up. It's a great family four-wheeler. I love that, you know, driving the kids around, or maybe your spouse, y'all can ride around, and it's just a smooth ride with the stock clutching. The stock clutching with the stock tires and everything is absolutely great. But we're able to take, for you performance hungry people like me and Joel, you can take that dip out and increase it and keep it all the way to the end, and you see where we let out around 40-41 miles an hour. So big gains with this tune. It's going to run cooler as well with the AFR mixture, richer, you know, and you do gain a little bit of top end. Just 2 miles an hour is all we could get out of it without adding some clutch work to it as well. So remember, you can get your clutch work at Main Street Cycle, and you can get your tune for your single seat 600 or your touring model. And so just go to the website, mainstreetcycle.com, and you should see the 600 tune software where you can purchase that. Just go to the parts and accessory tab on the website, click the drop down box, go to CFORCE page, and then you'll find the tuner software where you can click that and start the process. And Dylan or Tisha will contact you and work all the details out on getting it shipped here. And one thing that we take pride in here at Main Street Cycle is super quick turnaround. So as soon as your ECU gets here, it's not just going to sit in a box in a corner. It's going to get unboxed that day. Joel is going to hook up to it on the bench and be able to tune it and all, and try to get that joker boxed up the next day. I know that the guys here at Main Street Cycle, they do a ton of work here, and they have a lot going on with customer builds and just regular maintenance, servicing machines, and putting together new units. So they stay real busy, but they're going to take pride in making sure that they get your ECU back to you ASAP. So guys, enough talking. Y'all know I ramble a lot sometimes. Hope you enjoyed this video. CFORCE 600 software ready to go for your ECU. So it's going to run cooler, it's going to have more power, just better overall tune for your CFMOTO. So we've got the 950 tune available, CFORCE 600 tune available. Up next will most likely be the 500, and then UForce 1000 and CFORCE 800, and hopefully a CFORCE 1000. But we're trying to get to all of them across the board. But like I said, we're going to do it right, and you can guarantee when you get your ECU, you're going to be very pleased with it. So remember, all of your CFMOTO accessories, parts, performance parts, riding gear, anything you need, you can get it here at Main Street Cycle, get it shipped out to you. Hope you enjoyed this one. God bless you. As always, remember to keep it real. We'll see you in the next one.